Puppy Express is a unique Wacky Worm coaster. Not only does it have a different looking train than you normally see on this type of ride, but it rides a bit different as well. And I do think that's a good thing, as it gives a bit better ride than an average Wacky Worm. Find out more in this review. The Texas State Fair is held every year in Dallas during the first half of October. This fair is massive, and the fairgrounds encircle the Cotton Bowl Stadium, with hundreds of food stalls and many other exhibits to see while walking around the fairgrounds. This place will be packed with visitors. This is a unique and enjoyable experience. Though similar to Six Flags Over Texas, they seem to hide a lot of their shows and overall schedule, making it rather difficult to effectively plan a visit other than just wandering around and seeing what you will find. The Midway is located in one corner of the fairgrounds and, at least for 2024, contained 4 roller coasters, 2 bigger coasters in Iron Dragon and Crazy Mouse, and 2 kiddie coasters in Dragon Wagon and Puppy Express. This park is unique for fairgrounds, as the park contains some permanent rides, such as Sparklet's Log Ride, Scary Park, the Lone Star Scooter, Denso Carousel, Texas Skyway, Texas Star Ferris Wheel, and Top of Texas Tower, and used to contain permanent roller coasters, most notably the wooden coaster Comet, which makes this fair an amusement park according to the roller coaster database. As with most fairs, price is always a concern, and this can get expensive fast. Entry is $15 for adults and $10 for children, with a $5 discount available if you use the code for McDonald's. Parking is expensive at $30 a piece, though that is fairly standard. Rides cost about 8 coupons or $8 a piece, and this was about the price of the big coasters in most flat rides. The kiddie coasters have a lower price, presumably so adults can ride with their kids, as each person has to pay the coupon price. Puppy Express was 6 coupons, and Dragon Wagon was only 5 coupons. Wacky Worm, as a coaster type, is a model of coaster that consists of a relatively standard layout: a turnaround, lift hill, high up mini hills, and then a little drop in a final turnaround. These are popular as kiddie coasters, with different manufacturers making them, as well as a bunch that are on various fair circuits. Some, like the one at Patio Sheep Farm, are powered coasters. Others offer a traditional chain lift that allows cars to freely express the power of this layout. And let's be fair, this layout, if given a bit more speed, does have potential to deliver laterals on all the turns, and possibly an okay drop. But normally, these coasters are heavily braked, both to reduce wear and tear, and to accommodate their main audience of young kids. Dispatches on all coasters at this park were fast and efficient. Normally, kid coasters have some of the worst dispatch times, as adults get confused when loading and loose articles present problems. With 2 operators, they crowd everyone in quickly, loading front to back as possible, and would have one start the dispatch while the other finished confirming the final restraints. It is a bit unnerving seeing a kiddie coaster dispatch while that last lap bar is still coming down, but these operators were completely on their game. Adults are free to ride the 2 kiddie coasters at the Texas State Fair, free of any restrictions. Signs say that single riders will be paired with others, but this never happened with me as a single rider. Likely, dispatches are so fast to begin with that it would be less efficient to try to explain to people how to pair up. Once leaving the station, you start off by getting mild laterals on the turn. The first trip through the turnaround doesn't have as much, since you just have a little bit less speed coming out of the station, but you are pushed nicely to the side of your car. This isn't great or strong laterals on a kiddie coaster like, say, Speedy Mouse in Thailand, but this is enjoyable and sustained, and you will get similarly good laterals on all the various turns throughout this coaster. After the lift hill, you again experience a nice turnaround, with decent, at least for a kiddie coaster, laterals. The rocking back and forth section is not as good as some Wacky Worms, but offers a nice enough rocking sensation to be a bit different. After another turnaround with laterals, you go down the main drop. These can be nice, or at least can be nice without a trim break on the drop itself, but this particular drop is not slanted as steep as other Wacky Worms, so even without the break, it would likely be a pretty tame drop. Sitting more towards the back, the trim will hit before you reach the bottom of the hill, so the drop is likely maximized towards the middle of the train. The trim also is not super noticeable as the drop is more a controlled mild drop on a kiddie coaster. The final turn offers similar laterals, but nothing extra special. If anything, they are a bit weaker than the other turns throughout this coaster. Normally, the drop on Wacky Worms still gives enough speed to make decent laterals on the final turn, but this is just as good as any other turnaround on this coaster. Overall, how good is Puppy Express? I enjoy this coaster more than an average Wacky Worm because it offered enjoyable elements throughout the entire layout. Although the laterals aren't super strong, they are still enjoyable. The drop, though, is weaker than even a neutered one on a regular Wacky Worm, so there is room to grow, but it offers an enjoyable package for the youngest of guests. I rank this right above Roller Coaster at Yo-Yo Land, which offers nice views and an interesting course, but does little in terms of forces. I place Puppy Express right below Road Trip Coaster at Yesterland Farms, which offers a classic layout with a little bit of character and a decent bunny hill, while still being a tame kiddie coaster geared towards the youngest of guests. Do you prefer laterals on the turns of a Wacky Worm or a better drop? Let me know, and as always, Kapkun Krap.